Hey, it's AJ. Thanks for coming back. Today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making some compost tea or extract. It's been a long time since I've actually made any. So I'll take you along on the process of how I do it, why I do it, and show you how I kind of apply it. So come along. All right, so the first thing I do is I'm going to come out here to my actual compost pile. This has been a while. If you've been following along, you know I made this pile quite a while ago. And I come out here every once in a while, put a little bit of water on it, but it's pretty well broken down. So I'm gonna kind of dig in here a little bit, and I have like a really fine mesh bag. And I'm just gonna basically grab handfuls of this and throw it in here. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to extract the life that's in this compost, the fungal life, the bacterial life, all the life that's in here, and I want to expand that life a little bit and multiply it. So I think I have, yeah, that's plenty to have in there right now. So step number 2 will be, I should have had my buckets and everything set up. I will take, I'm going to take a bucket, and I like to use filtered water because I'm on city water over here. So I have like kind of an inline filter that allows me to filter out a lot of the chlorine and some of the other stuff. You can see it down there. It's just an inline filter. You could find them on Amazon, garden hose filter. But what I'll do is I will take my hose here. Actually, I need to grab a clip. But what I'm going to do is take my hose, dump this out, fill up my water bucket, and then after I fill this in, I'm going to get a little clip and I'm going to hang this bag inside here, just like this. I'm just going to hang it inside the bucket here like so, and let all the life just kind of go into the water. So stand by while I get that all set up. All right, so I filled it up with the water, and I'm just kind of dipping the compost in here and working it around with my hands. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to let some of those bacteria and the fungal and all the stuff that's living in here come out of the compost and into the water. So I'm going to do this for a while. The water's already pretty brown. I don't know if you can't see it on the camera, but I'll show you in a little bit. But I'm going to massage this, kind of let it go through. And then my next step is I have an aerator up on the deck. I'm going to pour a little bit of molasses in here, and I'm going to run some air through this for a while. Because for everything that's living in here, it needs something to eat, it needs oxygen, and it needs moisture. So I'm going to provide that environment for it. And you can look online, there's talks about different times to make this go. Some people say 24 hours, some people say a little while. I'm not going to go crazy today. I'll probably do it for like an hour, let the air bubbles run through, and then just start pouring it on some plants and see how we go. And this acts as food for the stuff that's living inside the bacteria, or inside the water here. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of that in there. And then I'll just drop the whole spoon in there. And then I have, the way that I do my air is I just have a little air pump with a little rubber hose, and then the end, some valves here that I can just kind of modulate the air as it goes in there. So I'm just going to dump this in here like this, plug this thing in, let it start running. And you can see this is kind of what it looks like. So what it's doing is it's the bacteria and the fungi, especially the bacteria, they reproduce really, really quickly. So if you give them this environment, rich air environment, there's some food, they're already in there, they're going to do their thing. So I'm going to let this run for a while, and then after it's run for a little while, then I'm going to come back out and I'm going to put it into some way. I'm not sure if I'll put it in my pump spray here or just water by hand, but I'll go around to most of my plants in the garden here and start to apply this. So stay tuned for that. I'll come back in about an hour. All right, so it's been a little while. I'm going to go ahead and unplug this thing and kind of get it set up. Unplug that. I'll pull this out. The really important thing to do here is I'm going to use a Dunkin' Donuts cup to scoop this up and pour it out. It's got to be a Dunkin' Donuts cup. I'm just kidding. I had a Dunkin' Donuts cup laying around, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to kind of walk around the garden with this cup and scoop some up and drop some by all the plants. I just ran the sprinklers for about a minute or so just to kind of get the surface moist. That'll help out with some of this application. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now I'm down in the garden. Like I said, I'm just going to take a little bit and put it especially near where my plants are growing. So these are some of the cucumbers. I'm just going to kind of pour it down by there. Most of this whole area over here is sweet potatoes. So again, I'm just going to kind of throw it out there a little bit. And then I'm going to walk through the garden and I'm going to do the same thing on pretty much all my plants here in the garden. I'll just kind of pick a spot and work my way around. I have so much that it can kind of go a long ways. So I got some green onions there. I got my sage. I got my basil. Come over to this side. I got some eggplant, some rosemary, some thyme, oregano, pepper plant. This one's this one's not producing. My other pepper plants are producing pretty good. So I'll come over here and I have some more eggplant over here. So this is the Italian style eggplant. You can see them down there. Peppers. And you can see here, I got a lot of peppers kind of all over the place. So that's working out pretty good. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to walk around, hit everything up with this. And then whatever I have left over, I'll hit my apple trees and pretty much anything that I have. And then hopefully get some of that bacteria life going. So stand by. So that's it. Here's my spoon. It's clean. I'm not going to lick it, but that was in the bottom of the bucket. I emptied the bucket out. I kind of went around the yard just dropping it everywhere. And we'll see how it goes. I did notice, oh wow. Now, I know this didn't happen immediately, but I didn't notice I have a lot of new cucumbers coming here. And I should have mentioned right from the beginning of the video, what inspired me for this video today was watching Perma Pastures Farm. Billy and his family up in Perma Pastures Farm just made a video on this, and I was watching it. I was like, oh man, I haven't done that in a while. So thanks Billy and the crew for bringing this out. They go a lot deeper into Dr. Elaine Ingham's method of developing compost, putting stuff underneath the microscope. I haven't gotten to that level yet, hopefully someday, but I do know that my compost is good because I built it, I made it myself. I had the right ingredients in there, it's broken down. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that I have all the right ingredients in there and that it's gonna do some good things. So even when this Texas heat, it was 103 today, it's gonna be like that for the next week or so. So I'll give you an update. We'll give this thing a week or so and see if there's any visible changes. So thanks for watching. Stand by.